Welcome to second session of Management and Economics, Module 1, Management. Again, I am very thankful to all those who have helped me in preparing this PPT and video. In this, we will discuss whether management is a science or art or profession. Before we proceed ahead, let us discuss what is art. What is an art? An art involves personal skills, practical knowledge, result-oriented approach, and regular practice as well as creativity. So now it is very clear. What it happens, it involves skills, it involves practical knowledge, and it is result-oriented approach. Let us see what is science. Science establishes relationship between cause and effect using scientific methods, predicts future events, and has continued observation. Let me highlight the word continued observation. And it is universally applicable and uses scientific methods. Okay, and science and art are not exclusive of each other, they complement each other. Like science also needs personal skills, it's also result oriented. Similarly, art also requires continued observation, and art can also be applicable anyway. So this picture tells everything about art and science. Let us discuss management as science and art. First, as an art, management also needs skills, it also needs knowledge, and it should also involve applied thoughts. These points we discussed when we discussed what is an art. So management can be an art. It is also practiced like any other professional practices like medical, sports, accountancy, law, etc. Let us see whether it is science or not. Here, what it happens, management, of course, management also emphasizes on end results. It also requires continued observation. So in that way, it's science. But in what way it is different from science? It lacks certainty about results, whereas science, results are pinpoint, proven, whereas management, you cannot be so sure about results because it is intangible, if you remember, right? So as a science, it is not very acceptable, whereas art is readily acceptable. So management is both art and science, may not be in equal proportion. That's why according to Tail, it is 20% science and 80% art. You can conclude that management as practice is an art and organized knowledge underlying the practice is a science. Now let us see whether it is profession or not. What is a profession? Profession is the one who professes to have acquired specialized knowledge which is used to instruct, guide and advise others. Will management satisfy these things? Does it have specialized knowledge? To some extent, yes. Does it instruct, guide and advise others? Definitely yes. A manager needs to do these functions. Hence, management is a profession. Let us see it more detail. A profession should have a specialized knowledge and techniques. True. Formalized methods of acquiring training. True. Establishment of professional associations. Yes, professional associations are there. Management associations are there. Code of conduct. Yes, even managers have code of conduct, ethical issues and all those things. Priority of service. Yes, it has priority of service because economic considerations come second and service comes first. Management as profession, then and now. How it has changed from then to now, that we will discuss. Peter Drucker was of the view no greater damage could be done to our economy or society if we just limit access to management to only those persons who have specialized degree. That was his view. But nowadays that is not the thing. If you want to be a manager, you need to have a proper degree either at the UG level or at the PG level. Let us analyze Peter Drucker's view. Let me take a very simple example of Reliance Petrochemicals. Who is the founder of Reliance Petrochemicals? Yes, you are right, Dhirubhai Ambani. And what is his qualification? From which management business school did he graduate? He is just a school dropout, not even 4th standard. When he can build a wonderful company like RPCL, do you think we need a formal degree for that? Absolutely not. But a formal degree can add value to your wings, can add energy to your wings. That is what the formal degree at UG and PG level are doing now. We have, even in India also, we have wonderful business schools in the form of IIMs, Indian Institute of Management, Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Kozhikode, Calcutta. So many IIMs are there. So we have moved from Peter Drucker's view to present situation. What is the difference between management and administration? Are they same or are they different? Let us see that. Administration is the process of determination of aims for which organization exists. Administration is more involved with fixing up the policies, principles, vision, mission statements, quality statements. They are involved in fixing up these aims, goals of an organization, whereas management is responsible for realizing those aims. So you have set some goals, meet these goals, take the company to this level after 10 years. That is what administration does. Management sets courses of action to achieve that goal, takes different measures to see that those goals are achieved. That is management. Administration is above management. Administration comes first, next comes management. Administration is concerned with the formation, whereas management is concerned with the execution or implementation. This picture compares administration and management very clearly. See here, these are the 4 levels of management: supervisory level, managerial level, and then the top management. So lower management, middle management, top level management. Now you see what is happening here. Administration is very less here. When you come down the ladder, it means at supervisory level administration is less, whereas at board of director it is high. It goes on increasing. It goes on increasing as we move up the ladder, and there is a huge amount of administration required at higher level. But look at the management. For management, this administration work is very less. I mean to say, managerial work for board of director is very less. This is formation of policy. This is implementation. So they are more involved in formation, less involved in implementation. What happens? This management goes on increasing as you move down the ladder, and look at this gap. This space is very wide. Who does that? Supervisors and managers. So administration is more involved in formation, management is more involved in implementation. What is the role of management in taking the organization to a higher level? According to Peter Drucker, management is a life-giving element. A resource may remain just as a resource if it is not managed properly. You cannot take it to a product level. So if your management policies are good, if your management functions are properly managed, then resource can be taken to a product level. Following are the roles of management. First one is the coordination, second one is the achievement of objectives, the third one is productivity. What is productivity? That is very important. Let me highlight this word productivity. Productivity is nothing but output by input. How do we say that? Output by input. What is this output by input? You have an outcome in the form of product, output in the form of the product, input in the form of say 4 M's: men, machine, money and materials. How to increase this productivity? Increase the output. Either increase the number of products, either increase the sales, increase the income, increase the profit with either reduced inputs of these 4 M's, lesser human resource, lesser money, lesser raw material, or at least the same level of these 4 M's. If you increase the output, then also we say that productivity is higher. Facing the competition. Competition cannot be avoided. You have to face it. If you try to run away from competition, you cannot sustain in the market. One or the other company will pose you threat. So you have to face that threat, swim across it, and then prove that you have a greater mettle than the competitor. Modern scientific and technical invention, that is very important. You cannot ignore it. You have to have advanced machines, advanced technology in your organization to meet the competition level. Exercising a positive influence on whom? On employees, on customers. Then only you can sustain in the market. If customers are happy about a product, yes, they will purchase. If customers are not happy, you cannot change them. Once you lose the reputation, it is gone. There is a saying in English, if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost. What character to human being? Reputation is the same thing to a company. If a company loses its reputation, everything is gone. It adds value. Value addition took place. Valuation need to take place. So if you have a coconut, it can be sold at say 15 rupees. Instead of just selling the coconut as it is, you remove the husk, clean it, sell it. It adds value. You can sell it at a higher price. Instead of selling the coconut, you break it open, convert that coconut into coconut powder or coconut oil. You will get a higher price. This is how we go on adding value to the product. The next one is levels of management. First level is the top level, termed as board of directors, chief executives, general managers. Middle management, that is the second level, that involves managers, heads of the departments. Third level, supervisory management, that involves administrative officer, foreman, and to some extent junior managers. Operating or worker level or the lower level, that involves labor class and assistants. But most of the organization have these two combined as lower level management. Lower level, middle level, and upper level management or top level management. And as the level increases, authority and responsibility increases. So at a higher level, being the CEO, being the board of directors, you are not actually greasing your hand by working on the machines, but what you are doing, you are managing everything. You have a higher authority to play, you have a better role to play. And this is a very simple diagram that tells everything. So upper management is about long-term goals, policies, etc. Middle management is about interpretation of plans and set actions, whereas lower management is about implementation of plans, whatever the upper management has done.